this week's edition of Afternoon Express. We're celebrating the joy of friendship.
As we chat with Miss Universe 2019 winner Zozibini Tunzi about marriage to her best friend and soulmates, Luthando Bolowana.
Salt chef extraordinaires Craig Cormack and Beau du Toit share the versatility of one of SA's richest natural resources, sea salt.
Entrepreneurs Ndia, Magadagela and pretty Kubyane share the stories of their journeys to success and prosperity through innovation.
We discover exciting and affordable new home decor products as I get tips on how to spruce up a main bedroom.
And today we're at the stylish location in Pretoria designed by Kayaletu Likuleni, founder of luxury interior design studio Kaya Design Hub.
Hello and welcome to the show. Now, life can sometimes feel overwhelming, but quality time spent with friends reminds us that every second is worth cherishing.
Today's episode is dedicated to those special friends who are there for us through thick and thin. This week, we are starting things off with close friends to budding entrepreneurs.
ABSA is all about nourishing and nurturing the next generation of business leaders. This week, we're shining a spotlight on Ndia Magadagela, CEO of Electric and a dynamic young innovator in the world of clean energy.
From innovation to sustainability, women are steering the electric car industry to a greener future. And here's how a dynamic achiever is powering the future.
My name is Ndia Magadagela. I am the CEO and co-founder of Electric. So at Electric, we are in the automotive industry, but specifically we provide electric vehicles as a service. What that means is we lease electric vehicles to anyone who runs a fleet. We provide electric vehicles, we provide charging infrastructure, and we assist our clients to transition to electric mobility without the headache of thinking about, purchasing the vehicles, running the vehicles, where do they charge? All of those questions we take care of.
This is proof that innovation, bold design, and sustainability aren't just trends, they're the blueprint for the future.
We experience challenges that really have to do with bringing a new technology into any market. But I think that is one that we are really doing well in articulating. We have done more than 7 million kilometers on South African roads, so we can actually prove that the solution works. But I think in the beginning it was a challenge. But I think the triumphs are because our clients now understand that electric mobility actually works. They can decarbonize, but they can also save on a month-on-month basis on their cost of running their fleets. We are starting to see that there is more uptake and more interest in the solution. At Electric, we are the first South African business to lead the drive to greener mobility or to electric mobility. And it is important for us to do that because firstly, if you think about climate change and the effects that it has on the globe, it is important for every one of us to do our part. But secondly, I think the clients that we service, they are committed to being responsible environmental citizens in this market, and they want options to decarbonize. So for us, that is our greater vision, to be the enablers of that decarbonization for our clients.
Being the enablers of a greener tomorrow means giving clients the tools to lead today, an impressive way to leave an impact on the world.
I'm featured on the I Grew It show with ABSA, and it means a lot to me and to us as a business because it is always really great to share our growth stories, that there's good news stories out there, that as we are learning and as we are growing, we share it with other entrepreneurs who might be going through the same challenges that we're going through. What I've learned in my journey is that it is usually quite a thankless and lonely journey, the entrepreneurship journey. So listening to the stories of even the other entrepreneurs on the I Grew It show just says you're not alone, it is normal, just keep going. The ABSA I Grew It show is really good in sharing the authentic, real stories of entrepreneurs about, the days when they had 17 Rand in the bank and the days where we had 0 vehicles and then we had 5 vehicles and then we grew to what we've grown to now. And I think it is quite important that entrepreneurs can share these kind of stories and know that they do not walk alone.
This is electric mobility made effortless with the sustainability to match.
The message that I have for future entrepreneurs is just keep going. Put one foot in front of the other. Many times you will hear more no's than you get yeses, be it in selling or in fundraising, whatever it is in your business, you might get more no's than yeses. But I have learned over time to take those as feedback to refine my value proposition. Take it as such. And if you really still believe that your idea can change the world, don't let a no deter you. Keep going. And I want to just say that as South Africans, we are innovators and we really have the entrepreneurial spirit, and we can only do right by following up on that.
Ndia's success story is testament to ABSA's commitment of championing entrepreneurs who are shaping South Africa's future.
Next up, we explore the stylish home in Pretoria, designed by Culinary.
Hosting your friends in your home can be a special experience, but it can often come with some anxiety. For all of those worried about how to make their homes more welcoming, look no further.
Today, we're coming to you from a space designed by Kubyane, founder and owner of the Kaya Design Hub. Kaya's inspiration was easy entertaining and a comfortable lifestyle. Today, we are all the way in Pretoria to have a look at one of the properties of interior designer Kubyane. Each room tells a story, showcasing Kaya's talent of mixing patterns and textures. Kaya's focus on creating spaces and homes that are beautiful and functional truly shines through within this project. Hi, Kaya.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me.
Well,
And
I'm happy you're here, hey?
what a stunning property. I can't wait to see more.
Well, let's go around. Let me give you a tour of the house then. So, Palesa, what we're going to be starting with basically of the whole house is the heart of the home. It's the kitchen. So with the brief from the client, what they wanted is that they wanted to incorporate light colors, dark colors, and a bit of color, as you will see when you take a tour of the rest of the home. So with the kitchen, we went for something moody and also minimalistic, yet clean and functional at the same time. So you cook here, your guests sit in here while they dine on next door. You know about extractors, right? I mean, like, nobody wants to have an extractor that's hanging on the ceiling on such a beautiful home. So what we did with this one is that we went on a hidden extractor that basically pops out here when you're cooking and when you're entertaining, having drinks on the island. You don't need to see it, you just pop it in and it obviously disappears. And it also allowed us to introduce some lighting on top of the island. With the lighting, we went for a warmer tone of which complements the units that are sitting behind you there. With the fridges, you won't really know if the fridges are here unless you know where the fridges are positioned.
I like that. Clever use of space and design. And you know, for me, the kitchen has to be my favorite part of the home. You create memories over meals, which leads me to my next question. It seems as if interior design comes oh so naturally to you. I mean, where did that passion for interior design stem from?
My passion for interior design started at a very young age, hey? And I was the boy that didn't go and play sports. I was the boy who was always volunteering to clean the house. I followed that path, and that's when I decided finally that I don't want to just become an architect, but I want to specialize in interior design, of which basically allows me to connect with different types of people and also with different families. And it's so nice that sometimes you get to do beautiful stuff and the rest of the family continues with it and lives in it for years and years and years. With my inspirations, I follow trends online, so I'm always up to date with what's happening around globally. And another thing that I do is that I also go to design shows, so that's where I get a chance to meet other people, and that also opens room for collaboration. So Palesa, with the curtains of the house, right? We kept it with a natural color throughout the whole house so that even when you're standing outside, you still get the same color scheme flowing throughout ground floor and upstairs. And we kept it so natural that it allows us to combine both the lighter and the darker color schemes. And I mean, with a house like this, it's fully glass and you don't have time to be running around and closing curtains. Hence the house is all electrical. All you do is that you operate it from your phone or you just pull it and then it automatically just moves on its own.
Wow, I love that, clever.
So since we're talking about family homes, right, we were very lucky with this home. Since this is an open space, we included the scatter cushions with the same texture that look like the bars one and also still keeping it natural. That also complements the curtains as well. So it's fresh, but at the same time, it transforms you from white to a bit of a combination of black and white into the darker side of the whole entire house.
I must say, I do love a good fireplace, and it seems as if this home is perfect throughout all seasons, all year long, whether it's the summer, enjoying the pool outside, or the winter. I mean, what did you find most interesting and exciting about developing this family home?
Well, with this one, what I liked the most, especially working on this project, it was basically the first thing. It was the stand, the location of the house. The house is mostly glass, so views play a big role. And what we got as well was that we're supposed to make it feel like as if outside is inside. So when you're inside, you can still open it up when it's summer and then you invite the outside, so the location was perfect as well. As you might have seen walking into the house, right? There by the entrance, we've collaborated with one of the sculptures from Johannesburg as well, of which we created this organic shaped type of sculpture that is situated right at the entrance, of which also mimics the shape of the furniture that you'll be getting inside the house. So it's timeless, yet at the same time, it's something different and also beautiful, I would say. Well, let's go. Let me show you upstairs then. So Palesa, this is the master bedroom, right? You saw as we're walking in throughout the door, there's a tiny narrow passage of which leads us into this whole entire space that opens up and invites the outside into the inside. With this bedroom, obviously we're still continuing with the theme from downstairs, the organic shapes of the couch and also when it came to the bed as well.
Personally, what makes a primary suite grand is having a grand bathroom.
Yes, I mean the bathroom is just next door, right? Just separated by a glass screen, meaning that everything is simple. You can literally just hop in off bed and just straight jump into a shower, and then after that you jump in straight to a closet and then off you go from the room.
It has opened up the space in such a beautiful way that it feels like we truly are celebrating every square inch.
Kayaletu takes special pride in developing a connection with the client to create spaces they want to spend time in.
Now, if that inspired you to spruce up your own environment, look no further because Pep Home is there for all your decor needs.
Their affordable and trendy products can transform any space into the perfect sanctuary. Now, when I saw what was on offer, I had to get some styling tips to find out how I can take my space to the next level. They say your home is your sanctuary, a place to reset, recharge and reconnect. But let's be honest, giving your room a luxe makeover can feel out of reach. Until now, I called on my stylist friend Umtom Somi to teach me step by step how to elevate my space. Hey Umtom!
Hi friend, how are you?
Amazing. Now listen, we already have such a beautiful canvas when it comes to the main bedroom here today. But if we do want to give it a breath of fresh air, how do we keep that transition budget friendly?
You know what, with Pep, I actually spent less than 1,000 rands.
It seems like Pep's the place to be.
Listen.
Let's style.
When life gets busy, our bedrooms often become the last thing we refresh. But at Pep Home, giving your space a glow up doesn't have to mean spending big. It just takes a little inspiration.
This bedroom is giving tired, and more specifically the bed.
More like nap before glow up vibes if you ask me, hey. But don't you worry, I have a secret weapon for you.
Oh, well, I see it looking beautiful on the bed, and I just love this flannel blanket. I mean, it's giving calm, cozy, and more importantly, budget friendly.
The heartbeat of every bedroom is the bed, and Pep Home's range of dreamy duvets and bedding sets are made to turn any mattress into a moment. Soft, serene, and oh so you. Your dream boudoir is just a few budget-friendly touches away. With Pep Home, you're not just decorating a bedroom, you're creating a sanctuary.
My friend, Can we talk about this transformation?
Listen, it's giving mood, it's giving softness.
And I love the personalized touches you've been able to add. These photo frames of me and my fiance truly do it.
You know what, friend? I know you very well. Listen, that's what friends are for.
My favorite part about Umto's styling tips today has to be the play on layering. You know, layering is something that intimidates me and I kind of shy away from, but he went in boldly. He layered textures, he layered patterns, and it all came together quite cohesively.
This straw brings in nice color. The cushion, they bring in nice texture. You can see the difference from it was before and now. So now we are going to bring in some other elements that are on the side of the couch, which is a side table, your picture frames, even your lamp and your candles as well. So Bali, just to finish the whole look, I'm going to add a rug, but different texture that I feel like it's going to put this whole look together and complete it.
From tired to tranquil, this boudoir makeover feels absolutely lush and it is totally affordable. The soft textures, calming tones and exciting elements like the scatter cushions and the lamp bring that je ne sais quoi to this boudoir. And now it's your turn to win the boudoir of your dreams. Pep Home is giving away a 1,000 Rand voucher just for you. To enter, describe your dream bedroom in 3 words. Then tell us which item from Pep Home would bring it to life. Is it the bedding, a throw, or a statement scatter cushion? Head over to our social media pages and share your answer using the hashtag #PepHomeExpress.
It is amazing how a few additions from Pep Home can really liven up a space.
Coming up, we meet the salt chefs Craig Carmack and Butte de Toy, who are spreading the word on South Africa's natural sea salts.
Cozy up and chill time. Life's better with Pep Home.
Some of life's most precious moments are the moments we spend with friends. And what better way to enjoy quality time than over a good meal?
One of the most underrated additions to delicious food is salt. Now chefs Craig Carmack and Butte de Toy are trying to change that by highlighting how natural South African sea salt can take your dish to the next level.
While the West Coast is famous for its diamonds, 2 South African chefs have discovered another kind of treasure here. These gents and close friends are mindful of what and how we eat, as well as which products are natural and sustainable. In local sea salt, they seem to have found all the answers.
I'm Craig Cormack.
I'm Butte de Toy. We are 2 chefs in love with salt.
Today we're visiting our favorite supplier on the West Coast. Come and join us. Let's go. This salt over here is probably the most amazing crystal. So if you kind of have a look at that beauty there, this is one of the beginnings of salt for me, in the sense of seeing the beauty almost like a snowflake on steroids, where it gets harvested as its first formation. This is known as fleur du sel. It's that first formation on the actual salt pan before it goes into little crystals and salt granules.
So this is where it all begins. From the ocean to the salt pans around you, it takes about 8 months for it to get seawater into salt.
And this here is what we call sea salt. It's one of about 15 production methods in the world where salt is made. My journey with salt began 15 years ago. At a dinner that we did, we turned this into an experience. That experience became a 4-course tasting menu paired with food, wine, and salt. And from there, it's just grown and grown into the massive business that it's become today.
In 2007, I worked at a Thai restaurant and I fell in love with fermentation, preservation, and cooking methods that is hundreds and thousands of years old. And it led me to one mineral, and that is salt. It is the key thing that binds all of us, and it just made sense. I came back to South Africa, realized that I've been cooking like this for years, but I didn't think about it. It was a natural progression to where we are now.
So what you see over here is our fleur de salt production. It's the last pump over where we reach that saturation point that salt needs to be at, and you get that beautiful pink hue that runs through that crystal.
And we don't realize in our everyday life how ingrained salt has become. The word salary, something we earn every single month, comes from the word salarium, and that is you were paid your weight or your worth in salt.
For a long time, this coastline has allowed locals to put dinner on the table, and Craig and Bew proudly continue that tradition.
Picking mussels because we are on the West Coast. It is one of those beautiful things that South Africa has to offer. I need to find them. The tide is low enough so I can spot a couple. And tonight we will make a little mussel potjie. So we're going to take all the traditions of South African cooking. There's going to be fire, there's going to be mussels, there's going to be wine, and we're going to be happy.
This is going to be so awesome. Most people just steam the mussels with some wine. We're going to add some kelp in there. It gives that lovely minerality to it. You'll find the wines from here are also very mineral, and this year will just perfect that. And then obviously we can't just leave it at that. We're going to have a bit of fun with our picanha steak, because I think this is just going to add so much flavor to that dish. My decision to partner with Bo was we're chefs well in our own rights. We have totally different viewpoints on food as a whole. He has a love for the fermentation process and various other techniques. Mine is hunting down amazing salt pans, and it just made sense.
After a successful forage, they were ready to prepare a delicious meal as the notorious West Coast mist rolled in. Fishing, farming or cooking in these conditions demands a rugged spirit, and having decided that morning to braai, the guys were going through with it.
I'm preparing a stir-fried abalone. Okay, so I've got my onions and my garlic nice and brown. I'm getting the abalone in. I'm going to give them a nice quick sear. I want them dark, beautiful brown color on each side. Then I'm going to season with palm sugar, tamarind, and then we're going with the fish sauce and soy sauce, basil, and our dish is ready. Finished. As simple as that.
Finally, in this madness of weather, I'm prepping up my calamari dish, which I just call salt. The trick with calamari is literally you just want to give it a nice quick work through. You don't want to let it sit too long. They get very tough very quickly. So as soon as they start curling up like that, I'm really just going to take it off. All right, so I've got some chorizo, which we're also just going to take on the grill here. Then what I'm going to do is just add in my olives. They're a little bit sweet. The green ones specifically, not chalara. Going to add in my capers, pop that in there as well. Then I'm going to take our lovely sweet Kalamata olives, which are really delicious and release great flavors in there. Then we're going to take our squid heads, add those into that. And there we go, pop that into the fire itself with a little bit more intensity and heat. And then lastly, I'm going to add this lovely flavor, almost a tomato smoor, because we're on the West Coast. I thought nothing better to finish that base plate up. Take all those wonderful ingredients, bang it on the plate, a little bit of garnish, and we're good to go.
So roast picanha with a kala namak, which is a black Indian salt, very high in sulfur. Special salt for us, we love that salt, probably one of the best ones that we got, and tastiest ones. Sear my meat on the fire. So you've probably seen someone wrap steak or boerewors in newspapers. We're on the West Coast, we saw kelp, and we went, today we are wrapping our picanha in kelp. We did not know what we're going to do this as we arrived, but it will work. So what I'm going to do, wrap the steak in kelp. It's going to protect it. It's going to have that beautiful salty sea taste to it. And I'm going to throw it into our flame on the left-hand side.
My final dish for today is going to be the beautiful West Coast mussels that we picked this afternoon. I've also got some of the kelp then, which we're going to basically slice up into little julienne, if you like, for no better word. And then from there, we're going to add that in. And that's going to give it a little bit of its own saltiness. So that's the important part, where we let all that steam come and let those mussels open up and then go from that side of things. So it should open up everything. Mussels will pop open. It will be delicious. We don't let them cook too long. It's all about timing.
Both these chefs run successful restaurants, but they'll cook anywhere, under any conditions, to spread their food philosophy.
My legacy, I think I'd like to be known as the Soul Chef. I've spent 15 years working on this concept and this brand, trying to build something unique, something special, something with integrity, something with an everlasting understanding where people actually look at salt in a totally different way. We eradicate all commercial salts and we bring in the salts that are either boutique or dirty salts or natural occurring. And my ultimate collection is just sitting at 225 salts from all over the world. I'd like to reach all of them if I can, and then obviously create a television series or a documentary on salt.
There's never a day that goes by that we won't call each other going, oh, I found this, or I saw that, or something next has happened. And that's what I like in our business, is there's never something too small, there's never something out of reach, because it's just there, it has to be there. And that's where we approach pretty much everything. And what I would like to do, I mean, I've got a couple of kids. Craig is salt chef. For me, all I want to do is I want to leave a better place than what I came into, and that's focus.
Once the most valuable currency in the hands of Beauty Toy and Craig Cormac, quality natural salt is making its comeback.
Wow, who knew we had such a tasty resource right under our noses?
Coming up, we meet former Miss Universe Zozibini Tunzi and chat weddings, fashion and friendship.
Marriage is a blessing and can be even more special when the person you're marrying is your best friend. And that's the case with Miss Universe winner 2019 Zozibini Tunzi and her husband Luthando Bolowana.
This couple has been together for 10 years and finally tied the knot in March. They've celebrated both their traditional and white wedding ceremonies. Join us as we get the first exclusive interview with Zozi as she prepares for a photo shoot.
Although destined for great things, Zozibini Tunzi came from humble beginnings. Growing up in the small town of Tsolo in the Eastern Cape, Zozi had no idea her future husband, Luthando Bolowana, was growing up there as well. The two would finally meet at Zozi's 21st birthday, and the rest is history.
We're coming to you from Boys of Soweto in Johannesburg, where Afternoon Express have been invited for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at a fitting with the oh-so-radiant, talented, and recently married Zozibini Tunzi. Let's go say hi. Zozi!
My darling! How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I mean, first things first, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait.
Oh, excuse me. I am blinded right now, man. It is stunning, Zozi. I mean, I saw you immediately. I'm like, Babulele Mayangongoza.
You always make me do all these singing songs when I see you.
I love it so much. Now, Vulela Mandwendwe, 2 big-scale weddings. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling very happy, a little exhausted from wedding planning, having to be around people a lot as well who were just high vibrations of love and celebration. It's just been so incredible and I'm so lucky. I feel very lucky.
How did you manage to keep it under wraps? Because we, as the world, had just broken up. Next thing was Zozi's posting wedding photos. We're like, is it real? And it turns out that it is real. Walk us through that process of the proposal, the engagement, and just keeping it intact within your family and your tribe.
It was actually quite easy. I think because of the people that we have around us, our loved ones and our families who always want what's best for us. And we just really wanted to keep this special thing to ourselves first before we could introduce it to the world and just spend that time together, just the two of us.
All right, so Namhlanje, we're here for something special. You're here for a fitting. You've got a photo shoot upcoming. Tell us more about that.
Every year we do a brand shoot with my agency, Hayani Creative Management. And these are the photos that we use really for like press or that we send out to people. They're always fresh, they're always very fun. And so I thought I'd just invite you guys to come into my world as we do that a little.
Zozibini has worked with her personal stylist, Lufuno Sateche, for years. Zozi likes to encourage up-and-coming talent, so for this photo shoot, they chose to put a spotlight on local designer Dominic Nisi.
Let me introduce you to Lufuno. Lufuno,
Hi. Of course I know Lufuno. She is in the game. Got a beautiful garment there in your hands. Is this what Zozi's wearing today?
Yes, we're going to be fitting her in this gorgeous Dominican Nisi dress. Let's get you in the dress. Awesome.
Well, Zozi is known for her iconic style and essence and aesthetic. How would you say your input and creative direction has contributed to her brand?
I think she is probably the easiest people to work with because she has her own sense of style. She's also very adventurous, so she allows you to play around, and that's also opened me up to explore new ground, look at new designers, always trying to come up with something new, something better, something that has not been seen, but something very Zozi.
I am obsessed.
Thank you. What are you hoping to achieve with this look for Friday's shoot? We're trying to put that out there that we are an authentic African brand and we are all about premium quality, highest level, but rooted in African beauty. Yeah.
Taking it all the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
And how many looks are we doing today?
We're gonna do 2 looks. We're doing this glamorous look, and then we're gonna do a Boys of Soweto shift dress. It's denim, it's a very casual, but very chic, very classy, very modern, giving Chanel, but Soweto style.
Boys of Soweto is a luxury fashion brand that blends vintage aesthetics with contemporary style as a celebration of our rich South African heritage.
Please tell us more about the story behind the brand.
Boys of Soweto, it's a self-actualized brand that uses fashion as a medium to convey positive stories about men and boys in the township.
You have dressed so many high-profile personalities. This is the first time you're working with Zozibini. Okoqala, tell us about this look and what you're trying to achieve with it.
This is going to be our first offering for ladies wear, right? We've got the Boys of Soweto going all over. It's Victorian-inspired, classic. That's what it is.
I absolutely love this. I love a structured look. I love a good suit moment. We are both under Hayani Creative Management, and so this feels like a collab that brings out African talent and makes sure that we shine in every aspect that we do. And collaboration is such an important thing for creatives. It just makes the work a little bit more worthwhile.
Zozi, before we let you go, of course, we want to wrap up the wedding conversation. Talk to us about some of your fondest memories from your white wedding. It happened in Paarl, right?
It was raining on the morning of and the day before, and so I'd spent the whole time just so worried and concerned about how everything was going to turn out, because the main reason why we were there was the outsideness, if that's a word, of it all. And then immediately when the bridal party came out and the bridesmaids and the groomsmen started coming out, the sun literally came out and it stopped raining, and I think that was just like one of the most beautiful moments. And when we were exchanging our rings as well, there was just like sun coming out, and it just felt like a very beautiful sign. And so I think that was just like top of my favorite memory at the wedding, and just having our family there.
Now take us to the Eastern Cape. One thing about amaXhosa, we love to celebrate and sing and just be joyous. Elalini, how was that?
We had everyone there. Like, we come from the same village, so it was all our people just there to support us, and so that was like the biggest memory, and seeing everyone in their beautiful regalia. My grandmother, who was my only living grandparent, actually, she's 88, I think, this year. She was at both the weddings, and she was just so excited to be in that moment with us, and I'm glad that she could be there. So that was very special for me.
You haven't had time really to revel and be in the moment after the weddings because you had to quickly fly back to Johannesburg and start working. How do you balance the two, your personal private life as well as a busy schedule?
I actually prioritize my mental health a lot. When I feel like I need to stop and rest, that's exactly what I do. Because in as much as we love this work, it is work at the end of the day. So take care of your health, and that's what I prioritize. And so I'm able to take time off when I feel like I'm burnt out. I don't force myself really to do things. And so I'm able to keep a balance just like that.
A few days ago, Kuhle caught up with the beautiful Zozibini Tunzi at a fitting for an upcoming photo shoot. Well, today is the day of that shoot, and naturally, Zozi wanted Afternoon Express to get the first look. Let's go. Zozi, it's always so incredible to see you looking so fashionable as always.
Thank you so much. Good to see you too.
What's the vibe check like? I mean, we're super excited to join you.
I love doing photo shoots. So waking up this morning, I was just so excited to get here, to be able to do this.
Well, you're no stranger to photo shoots, but you're also a lover of love. You're a lover girl at heart.
I am.
And over the past weeks and months, you've just been focusing and diving straight into that wedding prep. And what a gorgeous wedding it was.
Oh, thank you.
But now you've got your work hat on. And tell me about that transition and what made you dive knees deep within 2025 with work.
I know, well, you know, plans already in the calendar and diary, and the wheel has to keep spinning. And so I was happy to get back to work immediately. That also gives me a lot of time to plan my dream honeymoon as well. Didn't want to jump into that immediately. I don't want to finish my wedding things. I just want to space them out into the year and still enjoy. So that's coming on a little bit later. That's why I'm working now.
Oh, I love that. Well, talking about working, you've got so many exciting ventures that are up your sleeve for not only 2025, but also leading into the next year. Tell me more about that. What can we expect?
One nice thing about being a creative and an entertainer is that you can do so many things and you can wear so many hats. And I've been blessed to be able to do that, from learning music and being a recording studio, learning how to write, learning how to create, trying out acting as well has been incredible. So there's a lot to look forward to in the coming year.
Well, being in front of the camera takes confidence, it takes pride, and it takes being very sure of yourself. So whether it's pageantry, entertainment, or any of the other ventures that you're working on, where does that confidence draw from? Were you always naturally a confident kid?
I wouldn't say always, but I think growing up, I've come to grow into my skin. I grew up in a house full of women, and so confidence was spoken into me from a very young age. And so it's something that I have to work on consciously. And I think that's a mistake people make. They think people just wake up confident and they're always confident. And that's not the case. It's something that you have to be aware of and work on it. And that's where mine comes from, and reminding myself that I belong in spaces that I enter, and the only person's permission that I need is only mine.
Is your own, yeah. This photo shoot, how important is it for your journey in 2025 leading into 2026? What are these images going to be used for?
It's very important because every time we step into a new year, you're reinventing yourself, you're doing new things. And so it's important to show people that new light of whatever it is that you're doing, because, you know, in this industry that we're in, it doesn't help to be stale. You have to keep reinventing and refreshing and doing new things. So that's why we're here doing this all the time.
From rebranding to relocating. I mean, you've moved from the Big Apple, New York City, and you're back home.
Yeah.
How is that transition, and what are the major differences that you find?
There's no place like home, first of all. South Africa is incredible, whether it's the food, the talent, the creativity, the warmth, it's people. When I travel the world, that's what I miss the most. But the transition hasn't really been that difficult because I still am traveling the world and doing all of these things. But I'm happy that I'm home, surrounded by family and the people that I love, that I get to go out and work and then come back home.
We were recently blessed enough to have you on our sister show, The Insider SA. Girl, you visited Isimangaliso Wetlands Park. Vivid memories, highlights. And why did you not take me with you?
Stop. Actually, that was like one of my first trips and shoots coming back home, because I just come back from New York, and it's memorable because I love going on game drives. The bush is like one of my favorite places to be. And you guys feel like family now because I've done so many interviews, but it's always beautiful memories, and I'm so glad that we were able to do that.
When you look back at so much that you've accomplished thus far, what are some of those standout highlight moments? I know it's tough.
It is, I was about to say.
It's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. I've had so many incredible moments. I mean, of course, Miss Universe was the beginning, honestly, of especially going internationally as well. Finding myself in that space was also a reminder of just how much is possible in life. I never get used to my life, honestly, because it's such a blessing. Sometimes I just sit back and look at it and think, I can't believe it's me, you know, this child who grew up in this village and small town, living out my dreams. And so every part of it, every day that I get to wake up and do this, is a moment for me.
There have been some trials and tribulations, and how have you been able to overcome those?
Sure, life will life.
The one thing about
We
it.
just had to figure ourselves out in that space. I think it's got a lot to do with grounding and the people that I have around me, my family, my loved ones, who are just always there to take care. Because in as much as we're busy people and we're industry people, it is very important to take care of ourselves first, our mental health, to make sure that we're healthy in every aspect of our lives. And so I think I've just been able to manage by remembering that this is my first time living this life. And then that's just how I continue pushing through by not being hard on myself and being a little graceful, with myself.
What a woman, Mzansi, what a woman. Zozibini Tunzi's life and career is truly something that can inspire every girl in every corner of our beautiful Rainbow Nation. We wish her nothing but continued happiness and success in her newlywed marital bliss.
Zozibini looked absolutely stunning. Best wishes to her and Lutando on their new life together.
Coming up, we learn about entrepreneur Pretty Kubyane and how she's teamed up with Absa to grow her exciting eFama app.
Entrepreneur Pretty Kubyane is the co-founder of the eFarmer app, a platform connecting farmers directly with buyers. Pretty shared her story with Kyle of how eFarmer and Absa's I Grow It show are empowering local entrepreneurs.
Absa is always partnering with such incredible stories, but more importantly, they are always finding ways to address socio-economic challenges that I think we as a community and as a country face. And seeing a place like this right here in the middle of Diepsloot is exactly addressing that. Pretty, you and your team, what you guys have created from a business-to-business perspective is amazing. Take me through this app.
We have built a mobile application that is very easy to use. Quality, the traceability of produce is one of the reasons why big buyers don't want to buy from small farmers, because you never know, the carrot is good this time, tomorrow it's not good. Today they put these chemicals, tomorrow they did not. So being able to track and trace exactly what happened from where the seed was put on the ground and up until we harvest is one of the key features that eFarmer app had. There is a group of livestock farmers, they farmed beef, and then their beef, they could sell it 700% more just because it's got traceability and people know exactly what went on to the meat. And secondly, you can now start tapping into even bigger buyers. That means you have long-term contracts. When you plant, you only have to worry about the weather.
Helping entrepreneurs reach the right audience by building strong and sustainable foundations is how Absa is bridging the gap and driving real impact.
On board, how does Absa's corporate citizenship program aim to impact 1.5 million lives by 2030 through its entrepreneurial education?
Our corporate citizenship strategy aims to deliver on our strategic ambition to be an active force for good in everything that we do. The focus is financial literacy, education and entrepreneurship. And programs such as Youth Entrepreneurship Program, Visa She's Next, as well as Ready to Work, enable us to do that, instilling entrepreneurial mindsets as well as intent in young people and women where we operate.
I know through being an entrepreneur, there are a lot of challenges. Tell me about those challenges and how you have overcome them.
The biggest challenge begins once you have the product, taking it out there and convincing people to actually buy into your product, start using your product. Our first attempt, not a single farmer was interested because our focus was more on the compliance side to say, we have this cool tech, you can track and trace everything. And they're like, compliance is a big problem even in Africa, but when it comes to the list of priorities, farmers, they want to see buyers in the room. So we only found out when we had a big buyer from overseas that placed a big order with us. It changed everything. Within like 6 weeks, we have more than 5,000 farmers registering on our platform saying, I want to be a part of this. So we really did not understand that that was important in the beginning. And we're glad we haven't gone too far in terms of development in the wrong direction. It's important, but it's not on the order of priorities. It's not number one.
The progression from farm to table is deeply rooted in the story of the hands that grew it.
Access to markets must be so important for you, Brian, especially as a farmer. How has the eFarmer app sort of helped you access those markets?
What eFarmer brings are those buyers that are in the form of funeral parlors, guest houses and hotels, and some of the vegetable processors. And they buy at a large scale, something that takes away the worry of a smallholder farm, because that is what we need on a day by day. When the produce are ready, we must be able to get hold of them and get rid of them. This produce, we take them to where they are needed most, because the buyers are readily available, and for us it's income. It's a revenue generation that we dearly need. So once we avail our produce to the app, eFarmer, the buyers are on the other side waiting for our produce.
Once you download the app, you register as a farmer. So you will have to submit documents for yourself as a farmer, like your ID and things like that. Documents for your organization, like your CK document, BEE. When verification is ready, then you are ready. You can start loading your product. We made sure it's very easy. It's just a matter of clicking. Only thing I'm gonna type is how much is my cabbage, and then describe my cabbage. And then you publish your product and it's ready for people to buy it.
And us as consumers, how do we get an opportunity to purchase from these incredible lands?
It's a similar process. You sign up. Once you sign up, we don't really ask for too many documentation in terms of the buyers, unless you want to buy on contract and you say every Thursday, give me this amount of potatoes, then you can be able to do that. But a straightforward way is for you to just sign up and then put your details. Then from there, you just add it to cart and then check it out.
eFarmer is more than just a digital platform. It's planting the seeds for a sustainable, self-reliant future in agriculture.
ABSA's focus has been absolutely intentional, I think, in 2025. How do you believe your program actually addresses socioeconomic challenges in these communities that it actually operates in?
We want to get our stakeholders to a point where they make sound financial decisions so that they can realize financial freedom. And we do that through one-on-one programs, classroom sessions where we instill financial education. We also have partnerships with organizations and regulators such as ASISA, where we run competitions and find different ways of delivering financial literacy. And the last one, which we are very excited about, is the I Grew It Finance One-on-One campaign. We want to find different ways of packaging financial literacy so that it's comprehensible, it's easier to consume and keep it in, and it's easier for the consumer to make financial decisions. We want to change fundamentally the status quo and transform systemic barriers that are holding the economy from growing.
Something happens when you get a bigger buyer, a brand that has existed for a very long time, saying we are betting on her, we are trusting her. It's like it opens a bigger door, which has opened even bigger opportunities. It was like a blank check.
A huge shout out to ABSA for always shining a light on these incredible stories, and then also getting an opportunity to explore how eFarmer is transforming the world of agriculture is exceptionally exciting.
What an inspiring story. Pretty is proof that with innovation and passion, you can transform industries. A big shout out to ABSA for telling these stories, because they matter.
And please join our community and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Rand cash. To enter, follow us across all social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok, and reply to the competition post by letting us know what quality you value in your friends. Don't forget to use the hashtag Afternoon Express.
Make sure you catch the repeat of Afternoon Express on Sundays at 8:30 a.m. But until next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. right here on S3. Good night and God bless.
Another feel-good production.